What is up, YouTube? And today we're playing Dead by Daylight, and I'm going to show you how you can become one of the best chasers in the game using Ghoul. The first perk you want to have applied is Friends to the End. Not only will it give you the location of your obsession for 10 seconds, once you hook your obsession, it will give that same effect to a random survivor. This perk is amazing if you like to apply that mid-game to end-game pressure, especially if they're heavy on those gens. The next perk you want to have applied is Bamboozle. Not only does it block windows that you vault for 16 seconds, it also gives you a 15% vault speed increase. This perk is great for early to mid-game play when the survivors don't know you have it applied. Not only does it force survivors to think on the spot, it can also trick survivors if they don't know you have it. The next perk you want to have on is Phantom Fear. Phantom Fear causes any survivor within your terror radius to scream, revealing themselves for 2 seconds. This perk is amazing for stopping survivors from stalking saves and gens. The fourth and final perk you will be adding to your build is a very controversial pick, but the last perk you want to go with this build is Lightborn. Not only will Lightborn stop you from getting light stunned, it will also reveal the positioning of your opponent, which can snowball into more chases. With that being said, let's jump into some gameplay so I can show you just how deadly this build can be. Already off to a great start with family residence. Definitely very friendly for this build. Has a lot of windows. Not a lot of space for survivors to hide. Definitely a great start. And one of the best ways to start off with this character is definitely going to those farther ends of the maps and trying to find survivors. As you can see, we're already getting some value off of Fathom Fear. Definitely one of the most helpful perks in the game, but we definitely missed that Sable, but we will get back on that. Definitely want to prioritize gens and people doing them. As you can see, we have someone on gens. That is a terrible swing by me. We do end up still getting that hit and continuing the chase. Now, I do try to chase this Sable, but I do see them going towards that cabin, which would give me Bamboozle value. So I end up making the save, and if played right, I could get this hook. Now here, I'm not gonna lie, I do try to play some type of mind game, trying to get them to see where they're going. They ended up staying on that side of the house, so I ended up chasing them. I do try to use Bamboozle right here to lock up that window, which they don't end up following. But they do end up coming to the side of the house. They end up just crouching here on the little side, so I do get that down. This Sable keeps on trying to distract me and get me to run towards them. No idea why, but we're going to take this survivor. We're going to get this hook. Get some great value out of that chase. Now, after getting this hook, I do try to go back to this gen just to see if anyone's in the cabin, around it, in this locker. I end up seeing the obsession. They're farther away, so I'd rather prioritize searching in the cabin than go chasing after the obsession. After I see that it's clear, I go back to explore the failed generator and where I saw the obsession last. And it ends up benefiting me a lot because this generator gets completed and it ends up snowballing me into another chase. Later in this chase, I'm going to show you, but this Sable is being a hell of a teammate. Really annoying to me, but one hell of a teammate. I am in the middle of this chase, and this Sable comes not once, not twice, but 3 separate times body blocking me. I get this hit off. I'm making the chase. This Sable comes in the way trying to distract me away from their teammate. I'm still in chase. This Sable comes again. So I'm still in this chase. This Sable comes again. So I end up just hitting the Sable just to get them off of me. And I end up getting value off of this chase. I end up getting this down. I end up getting a hook off of it. And what's so important about being a chaser in this game is being able to read the survivors and telling what their next move is going to be. I know because of what the Sable's been doing that they're going to try to make this save. I also know because of Friends Until the End that they're right behind me. So now I have to bait them from making this save because if I can bait them from making the save, I can get either that second hook or give Sable their first. So Sable makes a save. Now I can either choose to chase the Sable or go after Honeyflowers. I decided to go after Honeyflowers because they decide to run right across me for some reason. And the Sable is still trying to make these saves. I mean, I wish I had these type of players when I'm playing Survivor. But regardless, I still get the down. And Friends Until the End shows why it is one of the best perks in this game. Because I probably don't catch this if I don't have this perk. As you can see that the Sable tries to self-heal right here in the corner. If I don't have that perk, I don't get this down. And this is the domino effect that this character gives in games. Because this hit on this survivor right here leads to something bigger later on. So I don't get the hook on this Sable, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna give up my chase. I'm gonna go right back. I'm gonna continue chasing the Sable, and I'm gonna get it down, and I'm gonna get a hook. And this is why it is so important to never give up your chases in this game, because just because you fail one doesn't mean you have to fail the next one. And this next part shows why that initial chase with the Sable was so important to make this interaction happen. So this survivor decides to go into the cabin and try to loot me. And I'm just gonna let you watch how this chase goes down. Now we know how good this character is in chase. Now let's see if we can close this game. Now I do read this save. I do end up missing the hit, but this is why the chasing aspect of this character makes up so much for it. Not only do I get the hit off, I also get the down, which will lead into a hook. And now the game is already pretty much over. 3 out of the 4 survivors have their second hook. I just hooked the very last survivor. And now I can kill off this annoying Sable once and for all. I will say, not my best match by any means, but I will still end up getting this kill. And this kind of puts the nail in the coffin. The Sable is actually doing a lot for them this game, and losing them definitely puts them at a disadvantage. And again, Friends to the End showing its value in this match. I mean, it is probably one of the best perks you can have applied to this killer. And again, looping this character is just so hard because not only is he naturally just fast, his power makes it significantly harder to get away and avoid this character. And this pretty much wraps up the game. They only have two generators done, and as you can see, as we get this hook, they are both still in that corner trying to do that cabin generator, which will lead me right into the perfect chain to get both of these kills. She tries getting this little locker fake on me. I don't know what she was trying to do there, but we do end up getting the down on this chase. I do slug just so I can get their teammate. If I can get a 4K, I will go for the 4K. I do end up finding the other teammate. I end up getting them down, and I end up hooking them. It just takes me forever to find the survivor that I downed before, but this is pretty much the end of the game. I will let it play out just so you can see the ending. But thank you so much for sticking around. If you did end up sticking around for the end of the video and you like my content so far, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can see anytime I upload a video. And don't be afraid to like and comment. If you have any suggestions on any future content, killer, tier listing, anything DBD related, please let me know in the comments. But with that, my brothers and sisters, have a blessed day.